see that.
It says you're alive.
It does say that.
It does say you are alive.
Oh, we got some weird lighting going on behind me there, Brooke.
Oh, there's nothing you can do about that. It's the sun.
And I'm gonna just...
You guys gotta move it in and down.
Will you want to come over and do it? Because I need to move the whole couch over.
Oh, whatever.
Sorry, y'all.
We're moving because the light.
No,
Other
it
way.
has to go this way.
Oh,
Yeah, it has to go the other way.
this way?
Sorry, y'all.
This way?
So
Yeah.
sorry. Please be patient.
Aren't you going to be more in the light?
It's not why we need to move it.
All right. Move it in.
Alright.
We are here. We're just...
There we go. Is that better?
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Home improvements, yeah, but
That's
we're
better.
still...
Okay.
I feel like it's all on me. There we go. So much, Mom.
You are glowing.
That's it.
No, we're not
Maybe
having any
this
more
is-
children yet.
Maybe this is a bad time to be doing live streams here.
Well,
It's very strange.
the clocks are about to turn
Are they?
forward. They are going forward.
We have a sunlight issue going
We're
on.
about to lose an hour of sleep.
So Bailey, okay, so Scotty's on. Say hi to Scotty.
Hey, Scotty.
Bailey says
Brother.
this is my third time live and I still don't know who you guys are.
Who's that?
Bailey.
Oh, oh. Well, let me explain. 18 years
Scotty
ago.
says it makes me look like an angel. You know it.
There you go. She looks beautiful. with all
Oh
that
my,
light
with
behind
all
her.
the light behind me, it looks
Yep.
crazy.
Mhm.
All right, it looks like we are good to go. We have, whoa, 12 people. Hey, Dan. Dan's
Cool.
on. Let's see. We printed out a list of our top asked questions to get started until you guys start firing them off at me.
Yep.
Sorry for my beautiful sore nose. I've been battling a cold. You know, though, we have not gotten sick this year. So many people have gotten
Yeah.
so sick this year.
Yeah.
And this is probably my first minor cold.
Yeah.
Very minor cold. So,
Yeah.
how do you afford to feed so many people? We get that one a lot.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you have an answer?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
It's very simple.
Okay.
You ready?
Mhm.
It's very profound too. We work. No, well, that's part of why we, and we've talked about this before about having the farm, the homestead. I
It
mean,
costs money to have a homestead, though.
It does cost money, but we can eat quality food for the same price as going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but
I am a very strict budgeter too.
yeah, strict budgeter. But I mean, we
I
work.
make our budget work.
But we work hard.
We do
And
work hard.
We worked hard for our money and for our businesses. And,
We buy things in bulk, which
Yes.
saves money.
Yep.
I plan out what we're eating based on what we have
Right.
instead of just eating whatever we want. Those are
Yes.
all ways that we do it.
Yep.
You do have to be
We
frugal,
make
Scotty.
it work.
You
we
do.
make it work.
I thought you were a farmer, not a miner. Get it? A miner flu. Hi, it's me. Welcome to the party. Next question that we get, do our kids share rooms?
Well, let's see. We don't have a 11-bedroom house, so that would mean
We have met large
yes.
families that have.
Yeah.
surprisingly.
Well, yeah, they've had lots of rooms.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. We don't believe in that. We believe in closeness.
Yep. Well, first of all, no one really hangs out in their room.
Nope. We just
In our house, we don't
no.
really, like, rooms are for sleeping. Bedrooms are for
Yeah.
sleeping.
bedrooms are for beds.
They're just
That's why we call
sleeping.
them bedrooms.
So, yes, the girls have a bedroom, the boys
Yep.
have a bedroom, we
Yeah.
have a bedroom.
Yep.
And we are all together all day long, not in bedrooms,
Right.
pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. The rest of our house is We have a big grand room that we all hang out in that we built on the back of our place.
Yeah.
What, about
I think it's like 2.5 years ago now.
2.5 years ago. Yep. We built just a big room.
Scotty says Josh sleeps with the quails.
Don't give him any ideas. Oh man, he'll be putting a little cot in there.
Oh. Dan says they are the Waltons and Ingalls with living conditions. Well, you know, they were happy then, so
Yeah.
they must have done something right. Because
Yeah.
I would say our family's pretty happy. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and nobody's really complained.
You know, when we lived in the RV with a lot of kids, we pretty much shared a room.
It was one bedroom.
Yeah,
pretty much.
with a little sliding door.
And the rest of it was
and you
just
could barely
beds.
walk in there,
Yeah.
so you didn't hang out in there.
You were like shimmying alongside the bed.
For sure.
The bedroom did not have a slide out.
No,
well,
the bedroom did.
Well, the other room did.
Yeah.
It had a super slide, but...
Right. Feel free to chime in with any questions, but I'm just going to keep going through the top ones that we hear.
Do it.
How do you handle all the laundry?
Whoa.
We do laundry every day.
Whew, yeah. Yep.
I do have a very strict policy in our house, and it's probably going to upset people. But we did this before we even had a lot of kids. If it's not dirty, I don't care if you wore it. It's not laundry.
Right.
It's just not.
Yeah.
You're not going to throw clothing in that isn't dirty. And that's period.
Right. But we're coming into that time that it's going to be 100 degrees, so everything's going to be dirty every day.
And the boys, I mean, pretty much their clothes are always dirty.
Yep.
But if like a girl hasn't done anything all day that has made her dirty, I'm not washing her shirt and stuff. She can wear it again.
And I've gotten very good over the years at fixing washers and dryers.
Oh, so many washers and dryers.
We don't have a commercial washer and dryer, but we use it like one.
It's very true. We use our appliances hard.
Yeah, it's a good thing Amazon has cheap washer and dryer parts.
It seems about every month we break some appliance, and right now it's our stove.
Yep, and that one I can't fix.
Our stove has 5 burners, and all but there's one working right now. One burner is what I'm cooking with, and it's not that we couldn't go get a stove.
Yeah.
But I'm just not gonna go pay full price.
Yep, we're waiting for
a
that
stove,
deal
so
to come
I'm
along.
gonna wait until there's a deal, and I've gotten creative with using one burner.
Yeah, so it's working for now. It just broke, but the glass top broke, so there's no fixing that. It's just
it is what it is.
It's more than the stove.
Yeah, it is.
To replace it.
Do you know that ZZ Top is looking for another band member?
Oh, yeah.
This Dan. I'm trying to see what the rest of it says.
I'll fit right in.
With the beard.
I just need to put my sunglasses on, and what else do they wear? They wear some kind of hats or something.
I think ZZ Top was before my time.
Years
it's
ago,
more your time.
I know they wear the glasses. Yep.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm very familiar with ZZ Top.
Me neither anymore.
But
it's been a lot of years.
It was probably more 70s, 80s, or no?
80s, I think ZZ Top was big, yeah.
So I would have been...
Late 90s, early 80s, back when I was listening to ZZ Top and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That I don't listen to anymore.
Scotty said that must make things tough to cook. It has been, look, everything that gets thrown at us, I just look for more creative ways to do things. And so I've been making dinner in stages, using the oven more, using the Blackstone grill more. We have a toaster oven. It hasn't really been, I think it's been okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I used to cook some, and I just...
You don't cook at all.
Having 3 girls.
Yeah.
3 grown-up girls. You're a grown-up girl, too.
I am.
I don't cook. I can cook pretty good, actually. But I just don't anymore, because I have other things to use up my time.
Oh, and I have my big crock pot, too, that I use.
Oh, yeah, the crock pot. Mm-hmm. Everything goes in the crock pot.
We'll get another stove. I'm just not going to do it until it's worth my while.
Yep. Yeah, because we paid top dollar for that one, and we went, nope, no more. Because it didn't even, it last us a year and a half.
Well, it wasn't technically new. We bought it on Facebook.
Well, it was new.
Someone was moving into a new construction house.
Yeah.
And that was there, and she didn't like it. So she sold it for like
Yeah.
$400.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you.
Yeah,
I
it's
will
like
take
an
that.
$800 or $900.
And so
stove for-
I will do that again. I'm just waiting.
Yeah. But I mean, we paid, I think it was a little more than that,
We
but
paid $400.
yeah, but.
Dan
maybe
says,
we didn't pay top though.
no, we didn't. We did good.
But
Dan says 55 is the new 45.
yes, you're right. It is. I'm not feeling a day over 44.
Some days you are.
Some days. Yeah. Give me a few weeks. The boys are taking me to the Appalachian Trail again, so woo, I will feel
They are.
my age and then some after that.
Yeah. Next question is, do you ever get time for yourself? We were just talking about that the other day. About how now that our girls are older, we get a lot of time actually.
Yeah,
they make
more
sure
than
we
we-
get out.
Yeah, more than we used to.
But
I mean,
up until our girls were, I want to say like 14, 15, we didn't go anywhere because we never let any of our family babysit, or we didn't let anybody babysit our children.
well, not our family.
Okay, be nice.
Okay.
We don't let anybody babysit.
We didn't.
So
let,
it has nothing
we
to
didn't
do
let,
with-
We didn't let anybody babysit.
Right. So,
All right, I'll be nice.
thank you. But we were talking about the other day about how, but they were all younger. So, I got distracted. I'm sorry. They were all younger at the time, so they all went to bed by like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yep.
So we would just make a special dinner, have a nice dinner together.
Yeah.
Like we found ways to still hang out and be
Yeah.
together.
We spent every night.
Yeah,
like,
pretty
after,
much.
Yeah.
After work and the
Yep,
kids.
hanging
and
out, just me and you.
Now we get out like once a week.
Yep, when we
The
lived
two
in
of
the
us.
RV, we'd get the games out every night. Get
We
the
did.
board games out.
Played a lot of games.
Rumma Cube. Used to get Rumma Cube out all the
And
time.
who used to win?
I don't know. Who used to win? Huh?
Who wins Rebekah Cube?
Sometimes you win.
Let's try that again.
Who won at backgammon?
Once.
I'm 1 out of 1.
Who wins at
No,
Rebekah Cube?
Danielle is very competitive.
Danielle is very
Very.
competitive.
Whereas I'm good. Like, she
Yeah.
can beat me. And that's not a big deal.
A few years
Yes, she
ago, we
does.
went to that women's conference that you're going to hear about later. Brooke's going to post a video, but we all stayed in a house with some other women that we knew. It was Brooke, Bailey, and I. And they played games the one night, and someone's here. And they played games the one night, and and they took video of me to show to Brian,
You're gonna
as
have
if
to step
you're gonna
up.
have to go out.
Yep.
I'm gonna take over. Brookie can
Okay.
hop in. They took video of me to show to Brian as if he didn't know how competitive I am. Brooke's gonna join us because someone just pulled in. So hopefully Dad doesn't stand right where the security camera goes off over and over and over again. He might.
He might.
All right, you're joining us now.
Fun.
Bailey, make sure you take over moderating there because I don't know.
I wasn't really watching the chat anyway. Nothing really happens on Mom and Dad streams.
It's calm and tame. All right. Bailey said that was funny about the conference. That was
Oh,
funny.
yeah. That was.
Oh,
Hi.
all right. Are you going to have more kids? Oh,
Did I have to be here for that one?
look, complete strangers will ask us that. Like, sorry. So look, even today, Brian had a customer show up.
Oh.
And, you know, the topic always comes up. I happened to be in the office when she showed up. And the topic always comes up, you know, how many kids? And then you say 10 and they go, oh! And you would think like we murdered somebody. And she then proceeded to name me and called me Fertile Myrtle. That's rude. Don't call people things about having 10 kids. Just leave it alone.
I personally find it strange when people ask a lot of personal questions. Like, I guess because I look like a kid, they think it's okay to, like, ask, like, my age and, like, oh, you still live here? Like, that's what she asked me. She said, oh, so you still live here? And I'm like, Yeah, well, I work here, so yeah, I still live here.
What is so wrong with her living here?
Like, yes, I still live here.
Yeah. So, yeah, we've heard some pretty rude things over the years. I mean, they've said
They're
rude
bad.
things. I think the most common rude thing is like, do you know what causes that? Clearly we do. Clearly we have figured out what causes that. I'm just saying. But you know why we chose Texas? One of the reasons when we were traveling the United States, every state we would go to, I am so sorry about, Brian's the only one that knows how to turn that off. So I'm sorry he's not here. But every state we would go to, and I don't know if you remember this, you were young, but we would walk in somewhere and people would be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it would get like this worse look on their face with each one that they counted. And they never did that to us in Texas. Like, Texas was always like, oh, look at the large family. And for the most part, I think
sometimes.
most people here are good about it.
Most people. It depends, I think, on what, like, area of Texas you're in. Some areas can be worse than others.
Yeah, like if we go to the city to like the zoo or something, people get a little... You resource hogs, you know.
Oh man, resource hogs.
Yeah, so.
It's like we own 2 cars. How many cars does the average family own? Like, just as an example.
Well, and I see our water bill. We don't use nearly as much water or electricity as a 2-person family does. So let's not talk about resources.
Right.
Bailey says, tell them the truth that we're holding Brooke against her will. Well,
Maybe.
back to that bride price we're talking about. But Rohir Tribe isn't on to joke with me about it. So.
Oh, are you my younger sister?
Yes. All right. Let's see what else we have. Do the older kids have to help?
That's a good one
Let's
because
let you
that's
answer
what,
that.
Okay, because that's actually a really good one because that was actually a question a long time ago that was it my uncle? It was Uncle Jeff, right? Asked me or Bailey, one of us.
No, they didn't ask you.
Oh no,
directly.
he didn't ask us directly. He told Dad that we
it
had
was
to
unfair, yes.
to make us help out a lot.
Right.
And I think we're not really we're not forced to help out. Everyone has chores in the house, even the little kids.
Right.
So it's not fair to say that just the older kids are helping out.
Right.
And honestly, I think I spend less time helping you guys than I do doing my own work.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would agree with that. That came from a few years ago. Brian's mother was going to come live with us, and we were going to build her a small house on the property. And, Patrick is here, even though Em isn't.
Hi.
And we were going to build her a small house on the property, and she needed 24-hour care. And so I have, I have a medical background, but I feel like our family is equipped to have given her that care. So we had agreed at the time that we were going to do 8-hour shifts between the 3 of us girls, Bailey, Brooke, and me. And that was something I think you and Bailey came up with. I don't even think that was my idea.
No, because you and Dad at the time were trying to figure out, I remember, they were trying to figure out how they were going to do it because obviously not one person can be with her 24/7. They'd get worn out and not watch her properly.
Right.
And I think it was mine and Bailey. We said, well, can't we help out too? Like, we know that we didn't have as much experience with it.
Right.
And I think, I was like 16, 17?
It would have been you were 18 and Bailey was 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But then that's how the comment came about that we shouldn't ask our children to. And it was
right, because he was involved at that.
We didn't ask our children. We just have good children that want to do those things.
He couldn't imagine his children helping around the house.
So
I know them.
to say that Brian's mom never came to live with us. Instead, she got put into a nursing home, which was very sad. It sort of broke our hearts for a long time.
Yeah, because she had talked about wanting to move out with us.
Mm-hmm. She would have loved the country.
Yeah.
She would have loved it. But we're not going to dwell on that. There's reasons for everything. Scotty says, everyone doing their part builds character and self-esteem. Exactly. And I think that we've taught our children that family is important, and that's why they just want to do what they can to help when they can.
Yeah. I saw this reel actually not that long ago where they had done a study on that, and the study came out that kids who had done chores as kids were more successful later in life.
I could see that.
I mean, there was a longer story behind that, but that's what the end result of the study was.
Because you learned responsibility.
That's what they said, and it helped build their confidence and self-esteem.
I can't tell you how many people stop here and go, we see your kids out doing hard jobs, like working with the cows and doing all these things. You want to swap back out? That alarm,
Bye.
it was annoying people.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna. We need to turn the alarm off. That's so we know when there's, because you all know I do used cars.
Yeah, so
and
sometimes
we do
people
it
just
right
show up.
here on the property. So I should have turned it off because it's getting into a busy time now. So
Yeah, with
that
income
thing-
tax.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
anyway, we
Anyways.
touched on a lot of
Yep.
topics while you were gone.
Cool.
So let's see, I'll give you the overview. We talked about your mom was going to move here
Yeah.
and how the girls had volunteered to help out, but then there was
Yeah.
all that backlash about how dare we expect our girls, and Brooke was explaining that it was their idea. It's just
Right.
part of who they are in their hearts,
Yeah.
that they've just been raised with this character to care about family,
Yep.
and it's sad that other people don't see it that way.
Yeah.
It's sad when other people, the mindset is like, how dare you expect your 18-year-old to be an adult? Well, isn't that what they are
Right.
at 18? Aren't they? I mean,
Yeah.
we consider our children to be adults much younger than that.
Yeah, well, when you raise your children and when you raise your children a different way, you couldn't understand our lifestyle.
Right.
Really is, and there's, I mean, our kids are really genuinely happy, and I see a lot of children that aren't.
Yeah.
In the world, and it's sad because there's no need to be.
Yeah.
So.
And that's what I said to
It's,
the woman that was here earlier. We were talking about the unnecessary comment that she had made when she called me fertile Morgul.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't like to be rude, but I also like to stand my ground sometimes. And so I just said back, you know, I see lots of families with one kid that kid isn't happy. And I have 10 happy kids, and I'm just so blessed for it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just left it at that. But
Yeah.
so Patrick said, when people ask, do you know what causes that? I just smile and go, oh, yeah.
Who's?
It's Patrick. And M is on too, but they're on separate accounts.
Hey,
Bailey said, yeah, I'm going to be successful. Did you see that? That's funny. Okay, so where were we? You missed a couple questions. That one was on. It was good because Brooke was here for do the older kids have to help? And she chimed in and said she thinks they actually do less some days than the younger kids, but it was never like you have to do all this stuff. It was they wanted to.
Yeah. You mean as far as
Helping with the family and doing.
yeah, and the homestead, like they love this stuff. They live for this. I think that I would have rather grew up this way. Like
sure.
I always had the country was always in my heart.
Yeah, I don't know if it was
Really
ever in
was.
my heart, but the large
Yeah,
family was.
yeah.
I'm an only child.
Yeah.
And I grew up so lonely, just
Yeah.
so lonely. I mean, I talk to my kids about it all the time. They're like, did you really play board games by yourself? And I'm like, yes, I always played board games by myself. I mean, I always won, so it was okay. And maybe that's why I'm so competitive. Maybe I just have to win because I always did.
Right. Yeah.
But-
yeah, whereas, you know, I had two brothers and we were always on the go and we always fished together and
Right.
rode bikes together and played sports together, and so we never sat like, you know, in front of the TV or anything like that. We always did the more country type things, you know.
Yeah.
So even though we lived in a suburban neighborhood, we had the river run through our
Yeah, I mean, that was your
backyard and-
age, though. I mean, you guys were on your bikes and stuff. That was like the 80s
Yeah.
time.
Right.
Oh, Scotty said that's why I love your family and being a part of it. For mine is not too close. We love our family that we have created as well. We love all of our friends that are near and far, and
Yep.
just you know, Brian and I both don't really have a lot of contact with our families anymore, which is sad.
Yeah.
And but it is also what it is, and
Right.
is what it is.
Yeah.
But the Father provides
Something, yeah. We can't
provides
change
family
it.
for us.
We've tried to change it, and we've gone above and beyond to accommodate our families.
We believe very much in Scripture where it says to be at peace with all men, and we strive to do that. We strive to be at peace with everybody. But some people you will just never make peace with, and
you can't make everybody happy.
No.
You really can't. Especially, living kind of the off-grid type lifestyle, you know what I mean? Not that we live off-grid, but we don't live in the world, really.
right. We don't subject all of our family to the world.
Right. So, most of our family doesn't agree with that. So, they would rather us, send our children to school and, do it the mainstream way. And that was just, we've been going against that for a lot of years.
We have.
It's been hard, but we have stuck with that line and not turn back, and it's paid off.
It has. Now, Dan wants to know, he said that's why your channel family is your family, which is true, but then he wants to know when's the barbecue.
Oh. Where's Dan live again?
I don't. Do we know where Dan lives? Dan, do we know where you live?
I know where Scotty lives. I know where Patrick and him. Well,
we know exactly where you live.
We're coming to get. No, we know where Patrick and him live, sort of.
Actually, we do know where both of them live because we've sent them both packages.
Oh, right. Okay. Yep. So we do, but we're not.
He lives in Washington State.
Oh,
so he's too far to come for a barbecue.
Yeah, that's pretty far to come for a barbecue.
Yeah.
It rains a lot there, doesn't it?
She said. M laughed and said, "Prove it." I think you want us to prove it. Do you want us to show up at your house like unexpected?
No, I don't know if I want. People like us, we're not like those type of people. Yeah, I don't want to show up on Patrick there unexpected.
No, let's not do that.
Just like you wouldn't want to show up unexpected here. Not that we're not friendly, but. Let us know you're coming.
Yeah, just give us the heads up.
Don't surprise us.
Yeah, let's not do that. Especially like in the middle of the night. Don't surprise us in the middle of the night.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right, where are we? Let's see. Oh, here's a tricky one. How do you manage holidays and birthdays? So I'm going to be honest. We don't really do the birthday thing anymore. We did for a long time and just felt like it we tried different things, so we transitioned. Like birthdays used to be all about the birthday, right? And then then we were like, oh, it's so selfish. And so then we were like, well, let's try, transitioning to, I think we did a year where the birthday person gave gifts to everybody else. Which was fine too, but it still bred some selfishness in my opinion.
It became all about what everybody was getting.
Yeah.
And we're like, So we went to scripture on it. We're like, can't find anything about birthday celebrations.
Not really. You don't really see birthday celebrations.
So
we were like,
maybe we're not supposed to do them.
I don't think we're doing anything wrong by not doing them. Like, we still acknowledge, like, hey, you were born. And we're so thankful for you. And
hey, happy birthday.
And we love you. And it's so great that you're in my life, know. But other than that, we just really don't do a whole lot. And we don't really celebrate holidays the way that the world celebrates holidays. We just don't see the importance or the value in any of that. So it just makes us more of an outcast, and it's okay.
Yeah,
we're okay.
It does. Especially when, somebody says to one of our little kids when we're out, hey, did Santa Claus come to see you? They're like looking at them with this confused look.
I can remember when our girls were really young and we weren't even really like in the Bible or anything. And we were both like, Brian and I made a commitment as parents from day one. Like, we will never lie to our children, period. Like, our children are going to know everything that they need to know. There will never be lies. That way, our kids will know, I can trust you, okay? And so one of the first things that came about from that was like, oh, wait, what do we do about Santa? And we were like, well, we're not going to lie. So our children never believed in Santa. None of them. Not even before we were like Bible believers. They never believed in Santa because we were like, I'm not going to tell you that there's this guy that comes down your chimney if you have one. I don't know how he gets in if you don't have a chimney. But, and then in 3 years, 4 years, be like, hey, by the way, I lied. Oh, now trust me. No.
Right. I mean, really, we figured that if we really wanted our kids to trust us, then you can't ever lie to your kids. There's no Easter Bunny. There is no Tooth Fairy. There is no Santa Claus. And probably many, many, many other lies. And there are no white lies, big lies, small lies.
Right.
We believe that if you don't tell your kids the truth, then you're not telling them the truth.
Right. Right.
Period.
Yeah, I want my kids to know that when they come to mom and they ask something or they need something or whatever, that the words that are going to come out of my mouth are going to be honest.
Yep. Yeah.
And that has been sometimes for all of our family, like, well, sometimes those words hurt. Yes. Sometimes those words do hurt.
Yep. But we work through it, and working through differences creates a bond between people a lot of times.
For sure.
If you have the right response to it,
you're
glowing again. You're really
is it? Oh, I'm really glowing. Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, it's coming through. I guess we have to get room darkening shades for the office.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So-
no. If I do that.
I might sleep out here.
Man. She'll be living out here.
M said, my children say no, he is bad.
Oh, about Santa? That's funny.
Yeah.
And Scotty said most holidays are man-made to make retailers money. That's the truth. That's the truth.
I hear you, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep. That's right.
we talk about all the time the people that go into debt just to give them their kids Christmas gifts they can't afford.
If everybody believed that, would be selling more cars.
Yeah, I just...
Because after Christmas, sales, and this goes for everybody. I don't know, maybe not for everybody, but for us, every year after Christmas,
It's a little slow.
nothing sells because everybody's broke.
Now
So,
you guys are even closer to my nose. I feel like, I'm sorry, but I'm battling a little cold.
It
and
is what it is.
My nose is a little raw.
She doesn't wear makeup, so, she could have covered it with makeup.
I
but
could have, but
That's,
that goes back to lying. I'm just going to put that out there.
wow.
When you wear makeup, it's almost like lying.
Well,
My own personal beliefs. Moving on.
yeah.
I do like when people do like the.
I don't know that it's a
you see
lie.
them with their
but
It's not
makeup on?
deception.
it could be deception. Yes. Yeah.
Let's not get started.
Start an argument.
I've seen some women without makeup and went, "Who's that?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "That's such and such without makeup." I'm like, "Huh?" So yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Deceive me. So
Yeah. Oh.
I think our girls are beautiful without any makeup.
I do too.
So,
I think our girls are very lovely.
yep. All of our girls.
Oh, look, Bethany is on. Dad, say hi to Bethany.
Hey, Bethany.
You are her adopted father.
Yep. Hey.
That's funny. All right, let's see what else we have on here. Ooh, what is the hardest part of having a big family? That's a good, honest question.
Well, I think the differences.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I said, it creates a stronger bond between people. People learn to trust one another more as you work through your differences. Because, when there's 12 people living in the house, there's a lot of times there'll be 12 different opinions.
Yes.
Especially Abby.
Abby's a special
Abby's
one.
our 2-year-old, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
And she has a very big opinion
She has
about
a lot of
everything.
opinions.
So
She knows
if
she's
you
the
were
baby.
if you were to see us from the outside, you'd be like, "Wow, is she the boss?"
She thinks she is. She thinks she
Some days, and some days
It's-
we just have to bite our tongue.
it's,
But she's 2.
Well, it's not that she's 2 because our other
Yeah.
2-year-olds weren't like that. I think it's honestly her personality.
Yeah.
I think that she's very strong. She's very confident. And so it's a balance of you have to obey us and listen to us, but I don't want to break that gift that the Father has put inside of her either,
Yeah.
She is the Princess Scotty.
Yeah, she is.
And wants to know how Snowball's been lately.
Oh, he's tasty.
Yeah, he is. I'm about ready to have one of those ribeyes, I think. I haven't had one of the ribeyes yet.
No Snowball ribeye?
I think, and we have this ribeye. Oh man, this thing, I'm telling you.
Their meat, the way that they cut that meat was fantastic.
Cut this ribeye, it must have been like,
It was fantastic.
they were like, this is for Brian.
I think I want to do steak sandwiches, to be honest.
Yeah, we got the Philly steak meat, which the woman
At Cobb's.
at Cobb's, I say, can you slice some of that meat thin, like Philly, like cheesesteak meat? And she's like, what? She had.
They
no
don't
clue.
do that in Texas.
No clue. So I had to explain it to her, and she's like, yes, okay, you're right. We used to do that, and now you're making me hungry for a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we used to live where
Not
there
far.
were real Philly
Real Philly
cheesesteaks.
cheesesteaks.
But the real Philly cheesesteaks, honestly, are not that good.
No, I
They're
think we make a
cheese
better
whiz
cheesesteak.
and grease, and
Yeah,
they just
it was too
drip,
greasy.
and the roll falls apart.
Too greasy.
Yeah, I mean, we like,
We make good cheesesteaks.
yeah, we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yep, we make Texas cheesesteaks.
We make Jones cheesesteaks.
Yeah,
Should open a little stand out here.
we should.
Jones cheesesteaks.
Put them on the farm stand.
There you go.
Eggs, milk, cheesesteaks.
Honey. Cheesesteaks. That's funny.
So, yes, it's been good.
Yeah.
Snowball meat.
It
Very
has.
good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Oh, and I did look at the route to the Appalachian. It doesn't come anywhere near Missouri. It really only goes up through like the middle of Arkansas. It goes 40 the whole way.
Yep. Yeah, we would be way off. It's already 13 hours.
Now, what I
to
wondered
get-
is
to go where
Eagle
we're
Rock
going.
near them? Because that's
Oh.
further north Arkansas.
So we're going to Eagle Rock,
I don't know when, but sometime.
Eagle Rock, Arkansas.
I don't think it's
We
Eagle
go-
Rock. The city isn't Eagle Rock.
It's not near
Eagle Rock
what,
Loop.
What is that?
Near
It's
Mena.
near Mena, Arkansas. But
That
I
might
don't
be
think
closer.
that is in northern Arkansas, I think.
So it might be
towards
closer.
northern Arkansas.
Yeah, that might be doable.
Yeah. So
It is en route when you add a stop. You're funny.
yeah.
No,
We should
and
meet you there
stop.
at Eagle Rock. Do you and the boys, Patrick,
Yeah.
do you guys hike? Because they're planning
We
they've done
are.
Eagle Rock Loop how many times now? 3?
We've done it 3. This will be our 4th time. It's a 27-mile advanced loop. So it's like moderate to advanced. I would say it's advanced.
Yeah.
Because I've been to the Appalachian Trail and I've been to Eagle Rock, and they both have their challenges. But man, Eagle Rock is just, it is what it is. It's rock. Like, by the time you're done that 27 miles, your ankles will know it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you guys heard after that.
And then there's like how many river
And it's really meant to be done in like 3 days, but the
Yep.
boys force Brian to go fast, and they try. It's like a race every year to get it done in 2 days.
Yeah.
And Brian said, well, maybe this time, because I'm getting older, the boys will we could slow down and do 3 days. And we were like, boys, you want to do it in 3 days? They're like, no, we want to do
No.
it faster than ever. We were talking about trail running.
Yeah, no, no, and it's So we're gonna break it up better this time. We did 9 miles the first day,
Tell them about your first time there.
and then 17 miles. What's that?
Yeah, that was your first time there, right? Oh, no, what happened the
No.
first time you had all those miles to do the last day because you
No,
got
the first
confused.
time we went, I thought it'd be great to buy one of those little fitness watches, and it's set for taller people, so it was clocking my steps, but my stride is so short, it was clocking way more miles than
Right.
what we were actually going. I'm like, man, we are so far
And you weren't
ahead.
familiar with the trail.
And we weren't familiar with the trail, so we camped out. And day 2, about halfway through the day, 3/4 of the way through the day, we found out that we had, I don't know how many miles it was, but it was a nuts,
Yeah.
crazy
You guys
amount
had
of
a
miles,
long
and
hike.
we did it.
You did.
But we came out at night.
It was.
The next night
Because you guys were out of food too.
Well, you can't see Eagle Rock's a loop, so you park your car, and you walk into the woods, and you lose cell reception about 45 minutes before you get to that loop. And
no, you have cell reception the first day off and on. But
we have
after
cell
that,
reception when we're going through the first, there's like 5 or 6 mountains. You get it on a couple of the mountains, and then you lose it.
Yeah. For the rest of the trip.
For 2 days, you are totally cut off from the world. So there's not like you can call somebody to come get you.
Right.
When we were out there was nobody. We passed 2 people on the loop. We passed them the first day, and then we passed them the third day.
Because they were going the opposite
direction. They were going the opposite direction. Yep. Yeah. So.
And is that where you got your name? Is that where, or was it
the
Appalachian?
Beast? Nah, the Beast.
Was that on?
Oh, it was so hot. We were there in August, and it had cooled off those couple days. But then we had a flood here, so we had to come back to the Homestead. And then we went back to Eagle Rock, and it got hot.
Yeah.
And we were out, and it was so hot, crazy. Those guys, these 2 young guys, were like, "Man, your dad is a beast."
They kept telling the boys.
It was so hot. Yeah. Those guys were barely making it. Yeah. So, and it was terrible. It was hot.
That was a hard first time.
Hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were coming out that night. When we didn't hear from you, I was like, okay, I guess they're going to just make do with no food, and they'll be out tomorrow.
Yeah. Eagle Rock Loop, we underestimated that the first time we went.
Yeah.
Way underestimated, not just the mileage, that was besides the point, but Eagle Rock Loop is tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah. So, I mean,
is it tough after the first 6 hills or the 5 mountains? Is like the whole trail rough? For different reasons?
Well,
or?
I mean, you go through we always start at the first 6 mountains and knock them out. And they're pretty tough. They're steep when you go through them. And then there's a break for 3.5 miles. It's all flat. But then at the end of that, you have a river crossing. So then you start taking off your hiking boots and putting on your Crocs and crossing the river, and then you cross the river again and again and again and again. So it's tough because you do river crossings for about another 5, 6, 7 miles.
Now Johnny was small when you guys first started. Did the water come up? How far up on John did the water come up?
Oh, well, he had his pants rolled up as far as he could go.
And they still got wet?
And they were barely touching it, yeah, so way up over his knee. The water's, it depends.
And you guys went when there wasn't a rain, because we purposely did that because John was so small, I remember.
Right, we had to wait till the water was way down so Johnny could cross the river, because the river crossing at the bottom at the South Trail, when you end on the South Trail, the river crossing is probably, 75 feet maybe across, 100 feet across. Mm-hmm. Now it wasn't that deep. It was probably 2.5 feet.
Yeah.
So on the lowest day, it'll be 2.5 feet deep.
Yeah. So we'll have to touch base with Em and Patrick on dates. We're not gonna say them on YouTube because there's no reason for people to know that Brian is gone.
we don't want anybody else.
They'll know after the fact.
So,
but we can get with them.
Did they say they hike?
I mean, I know he runs marathons, so I would think he could hike.
Well, I won't be running no marathon, that's for sure. I'll be hiking a marathon.
Yeah, they'll have to see how you guys will have to see how far away it is for you guys.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, definitely.
He said he tells them to take a hike all the time.
Oh.
And Scotty asked him if it worked, and he said not really.
That's funny.
So yeah, we love hiking.
Yeah,
love it. I mean, we'll live out of our packs for 3 days.
I mean, the boys really wanted to do the entire Appalachian Trail, so Brian's just really trying to commit to doing as much of it as possible before he can't do it anymore.
Yep.
Who knows?
Yeah,
that could be next year. It could be 10 years. It could be 20 years. Who knows?
Yeah. We'll do. We do about 70 some mile sections of it.
But what I was getting at is you use Eagle Rock as training before you
Eagle
go.
Rock's good training. Yep, for sure.
So.
Yeah, we're gonna. It kind of irons out all the bugs with gear and your ankles. Like if your ankles don't hurt after Eagle Rock, Like, you know, if you can still walk, you should be okay on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
Because the Appalachian Trail is a little more forgiving where we've been so far, anyhow.
When you get to Pennsylvania, I heard it's not.
Yeah.
It's not forgiving.
Yep.
They said it's very rocky.
Yeah. So. But Eagle Rock is pretty much the same, like baseball size rocks, and a lot of it. I mean, it's just rough on the ankles.
Yeah. The boys were very excited when we said we were going to be able to do it again soon. So.
Yep. Yeah.
But they're not going to let you do it slow.
Yeah.
Just forget it.
Well, it depends on.
No.
Yep.
They're not. It's not happening. They really want to trail run.
Well, no, I talked to them about it.
You
We're
did?
gonna break. Yeah, we're gonna break it up.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do like 13, 14 miles one day and 13, 14 miles the next day.
But you're going to start by going in at night?
Yeah, we're gonna go in at night and camp on the trail.
So you're ready the next morning?
Yep. And then we'll get
Because a
up.
lot of it is, it's a long drive. Like they stayed at a hotel nearby.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
And then it
this
was
year.
like, it's a long drive to get in there.
It's a long drive. It's a good 45 minutes to an hour just from the nearest city.
Right, to get in
you
there.
got to go back a long dirt road to get back there. So we want to be on the trail, but we like night hiking. We get up.
It's not night. It's early morning hiking.
Morning,
actually.
but it's dark. We get up at like 4 in the morning. We'll eat breakfast. We'll be on the trail by 5. And we'll have miles in by the time the sun comes up. So.
Yeah, but that gets you to camp early, and then you guys can relax and enjoy your
Right,
time.
right. Because we like to be done relaxing by like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I think
4
that
o'clock in
habit
the
started
afternoon.
for you guys on the Appalachian, because if you don't get to your sites, I mean, you guys have 4 tents.
Yep.
And some of those sites on the Appalachian hold like 10 people.
Right.
So if you don't get there early.
If you don't get there early, you don't get a spot. And then you have to hike to the next shelter.
Because there's nowhere
You're
to find spots
forced
for
to.
4 tents
Yeah.
level.
Yeah, I mean, we've been forced to hike another 3 miles, 5 miles, after we've already hiked 10 miles.
Yeah,
So,
that was the last time you guys went.
The
You
last
guys-
time we went with friends,
Yeah,
and there was like 8 of us.
it was really hard.
And we got to one of the shelters, and there was room for like 4.
Right.
And we were like, okay, we're gonna
And
move. We're gonna move
yeah.
on. We let them have the spot, and we went another 4 miles up the road.
Which is hard probably when you
Up
get to
the
a place and
trail.
you're like, oh, we're gonna rest for the night. And then,
Yeah, I mean, we were just ready. But
Yeah.
then it was like, then you get to the next shelter, it's almost dark, and then you're like, I wonder if there's gonna be room at this shelter.
Yeah.
Because if there's not, and we did that on Eagle Rock last time. We went on a weekend, and Eagle Rock was packed. It was the first nice day, and we couldn't find a.
oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, we couldn't find a place. It was like 9 o'clock at night. We finally found a.
Yeah, see, I don't talk to
It
as much
felt
on
like
Eagle
we were
Rock
wandering
because
around the woods.
you lose cell reception there.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I don't remember.
Yep. So same thing. So we're not doing that again. We're gonna get our spot early on Eagle Rock too.
Yeah.
We're gonna, because most people aren't setting up camp at 2, 3 in the afternoon like we
Oh,
are.
Samuel's on. Hi, Samuel. Thanks for joining us.
Hey.
We're just rambling on about who knows
Yeah,
what
hiking stuff, and
large family stuff and.
we even had a guy here trying to sell me a car a little while
Oh, is that
ago.
what he was doing?
Yeah,
sell
he's
his
trying to
car?
sell me his truck.
Has he been here before?
Yeah,
I thought he looked familiar.
yeah.
Anyway, I think I'm out of the things that have been asked of us the most. How do we homeschool? I missed that one. How do we homeschool? So that's evolved over years.
Yep.
When our oldest were younger, I didn't know anything other than making it like school. Like I was very like, we will do this from this time to this time, and then it's math from this time to this time, and we must do
Right.
like 6 hours of school. And
Yep.
it was only a few years later that I was like, that's not, we don't need that.
Nope.
That's ridiculous. They need all that time in school because there's one teacher trying to teach 25 kids
Right.
something, and then you have recess and
Yeah,
all the other nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of public school, if you add it all up, they're really not an actual, like, learning certain subjects
Yeah.
for that long,
Right.
really.
So now I think we've rested on, I would say now for like the past 10 years, that we're very strict about, the basics of what our kids are going to need. You know, they have to learn the math, they have to learn the reading, they have to learn these basics.
Right.
But we do not push all the other stuff at all.
No.
And
because, right, I'm sorry.
We just encourage our children when they start to have interests that we work those interests into their daily life, you know.
Right, right.
Helping them learn whatever it is that they want to learn.
Right, because like, you know, I mean, advanced math, if you're going to be doing like architectural work or building or something like that, we see the need then for some more advanced math more than
Like geometry.
adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So, but if that's something they're going to be into, if they're going to be into that kind of building, then they're into that kind of math.
Right.
So, unless the child, we found out unless the child really wants to learn it, I mean, you can force learn things on children, but they learn so much quicker, and they'll learn so much more of it if they want to do it.
Yeah.
So
We really have taught them, this sounds stupid. A friend once said to me, and it made all the sense in the world. We've taught them how to learn, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah, we sit them
when
at
you
a desk
want,
all day.
when you want to learn something, they know how now. They know how to learn
right,
whatever it is they want to learn.
right. Well, and just like the opposite with public school, you know, I heard somebody say the other day, you know, it was a homeschooling family. They said, well, if you set a child at a desk all day, then that's what they learn to do. But if you teach a child to be out and working with their hands and building and homesteading like we are, that's what they learn to do. They learn to be up and around and learning trades. And, you know, we just think the trades are so important.
Yeah.
They're just so important to be able to change your own oil and fix your own leak in your plumbing when it, you know, I mean, it's just.
Or like when our addition was built, and it was 2.5 years ago, so Joshua was, you know, like 12 at the time, or maybe 13, but all the other boys were younger. But even then, they stood there and watched and assisted the entire process, because all three of them are like, one day I want to build my own house. Okay, well, here's how you get started with that. You watch other people do that.
Yeah, you hang out with the people that are doing it.
Right.
Yep.
Samuel, when he comes to the U.S., needs to go hiking with you guys.
Yeah, Samuel, you could go hiking with the boys if you come to the United States.
Yeah.
The boys love to hike.
Is he from Canada?
He's from the UK.
Oh, the UK.
Yeah,
okay.
Samuel's from the UK.
I was gonna say Canada. I don't know why I was thinking that, but
Canada. That's
somebody,
Joseph.
No, I know.
Joseph.
No,
Yeah,
I know
that's-
Joseph, but isn't there somebody else too from Canada? No.
You'd have to be more specific. I've
I
watched
don't
a
know.
lot of different people
I
from
don't
Canada.
I'm getting old. Maybe the
Joseph
new
is the only
50.
person I talked to directly that's from Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah.
Yeah, now Joshua makes quail barns and garden beds. I don't even want to tell you how much money Joshua made on garden beds. It's ridiculous. It is so. I am still getting messages, and Brooke is getting messages through Instagram and TikTok, and still orders coming through on the garden beds. It's they made a lot of money on garden beds. Who knew?
Yeah,
I had a bunch of people comment saying you covered his marketing with just this video.
Yeah, I mean he killed it for sure.
He did. Yeah, and the people that have been supporting him have been awesome, because we have a couple people that have been giving him pallets for free. Like, they heard of what he was doing, and there's been a couple businesses pretty local to us where we just drive down. They're like, "Yep, go ahead."
Yeah, I mean, really, his overhead has consisted of the saw blades and some nails.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, they just said about
Yeah, we have had a good supply.
Yeah, the pallets have been a real blessing. There's actually a guy really close to us.
Yeah.
And they've been fantastic to us.
Well, you're helping them out too, because it's just hard to probably dispose
it's
of.
it's kind of a win-win for both people. And we go down there when we leave a business. We clean it all up. We take some of your junk to with us, You know, if there's like busted up pallets laying around, we'll take them. We'll make really nice stacks out of the pallets that we leave there, so it looks better than when we got there.
And we always.
And it's kind of like, you know, we wanted to because they're doing us a favor too.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you know, we do some work for them. We'll burn some of the old pallets and, you know, rob some of the wood off of them. It's still good.
Yeah. And we're getting ready to build. Is Joshua helping you build the shed foundation?
Yep, we're gonna build a shed foundation. We got a metal 10 by
I wanna say it's
8 by 10
8 by 10. Yeah.
metal shed. We got, so we're getting ready to put that together, and I was like, what are we gonna do for? We didn't really want to lay a slab for it because like once the shed's gone, the slab's still.
Well, not
there.
only that, but slabs. For those of you not in
yeah.
Texas, this was like a thing we did not know when we moved here, because in Pennsylvania everything is a slab, everything, pretty much, other than like row homes in the city.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
Everything is a
This
slab.
is with homes though, not with.
I know, but
metal
in
homes.
general,
Yeah.
everything can shift here.
Yeah.
So when we got here and we're like, we need to have a house with a slab. What is this thing that they're doing, this pier and beam? That's so ridiculous. And we're going around with a realtor, and every house we go in is like cracks and uneven floor, and we're like, what is going on?
Crazy.
It's really much smarter in Texas, at least where we're at, to build pier and beam
Yeah.
foundations, because the ground just shifts.
And it's just for somebody like me that can crawl under the house and level it. It makes much more sense for me to grab some bottle jacks and some wood and metal or whatever you shove in where your cinder blocks are. I mean, we've leveled our house when we first got here, and we spent a day or two.
And when we've had
and
a
it was
plumbing
like
issue.
it was like a couple $100. I think we spent more on the jacks than we did on the materials to level it.
Right.
So it just makes more sense. All my plumbing runs under my house. There's a
Yeah.
problem, I just crawl under the house and
That's
fix
what I
it.
was gonna say. We've saved so
Yeah.
much money just alone on
Yeah.
fixing plumbing issues
Yeah,
than if we would have had a slab.
right, yeah. So,
Basements are also a thing that's not very
Right, you
Yeah.
don't really see basements. You don't really
Yeah.
see a lot of 2-story homes in our area anyway.
no, they're just too heavy.
They're heavy for
they're-
the ground.
They're too heavy, and they'll just sink. They'll sink into the ground, and
Which
the
is
basements
fine for me.
leak. Like
I never
Sim
wanted a
said.
2-story home anyway. I've always,
Yeah.
because of my medical background, I always had the mindset of like anything could happen, and you just want your house to be accessible, you know?
Right. Yeah.
It's just so much better for us,
Yep.
I think. You never
Yeah,
know what's
so-
gonna happen.
So for us, pier and beam made more sense. It may not for everybody, but it did for us,
Yeah.
and we love it. I mean, we wouldn't probably turn back now.
No.
And it's something, you know, I'm not a big concrete guy, so I don't know a lot about concrete, but I don't know a lot about pier and beams since I've moved here.
Yeah.
So
Well, y'all, it's gonna be time to milk the cow, and we weren't even sure we were going live. My nose looked way worse yesterday. We were like, what are we gonna do about the live?
you're
But
beautiful.
Mom was telling me and Bailey we were gonna have.
I
to
was
go
gonna
live.
put Brooke and Bailey on for a Q&A, and that would have been fine. But it's
Yeah.
still there. It'll be fine. I just
Yeah, you're
obviously
good.
rubbed it too much and blew my nose maybe too many times.
That's
that
what
happens.
we do, don't we, as humans? We can't leave anything alone.
No.
Yeah.
I read something the other day that was like, I forget what it was, but it was like, I have this really tiny pimple and no one can see it, but I know it's there. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pick it apart and make it bright red so everyone
Right.
can see it. And I'm like, that's so me. I just want to I can fix this. Let me, and it just makes it worse.
Yep.
So
Remember the nose.
the nose knows.
Nose,
But like I
nose,
said,
yeah.
this is really our first, it's just a minor illness. And
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that we didn't get some of the stuff that's been going around.
Yeah, and it's not even really like a cold.
Nah, it's
just-
more like a brain sinusy
Yeah.
thing. A few
Yep.
people have it, so that's where we're at.
Yep.
It was nice of y'all to join us.
Yeah,
I
thanks
didn't look
for
right at
joining
the
us.
camera because I'm self-conscious. My nose.
Your nose. The
My
nose.
Anyway, when's the next live, Brooke? Friday you'll be milking?
Friday I'll be milking, and then if I don't think anybody here is on TikTok, but if you are, I'm doing a live garden tour at 8 tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can follow Brooke on the other channels. Just keep in mind that some of her other channels are more commercial.
Affiliate
Yeah.
So
sponsor.
she makes more money on some other channels, so she
Right.
focuses more on that. YouTube is more her like just be friends with us kind of platform. So
Yeah, well, one
Right.
funds the other.
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
true.
It allows her to
to do this
Yep.
because YouTube doesn't pay her.
Right, so just keep in mind
Not
with TikTok,
really.
it's a
Yeah.
lot of affiliate and sponsored content.
Yes.
Yep.
Because that's
And that's what people. But the thing is, that's what people want on
That's
there.
what people want.
They
on there.
want to
They
go
like it.
on. They want to watch what we're getting,
Yeah.
so we can test it ourselves, and then we just give honest reviews
We
of
do.
what.
Yes, it is TikTok, and Brooke
and
makes
that's,
probably 90%
yeah,
plus of our income from there.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's just it is what it is.
Right.
She enjoys it. The people enjoy her. So
yeah.
have at it.
Yeah, and
It's not
honestly-
for me because I'm old and like
Yes.
I don't get the whole TikTok thing. So
Yeah.
Not that long ago, right before we hit 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, we actually surpassed the follower count.
yeah,
We are now almost at 30,000 followers on TikTok. And so people have now started viewing it as my main platform.
so they see
You
you
know,
more
in
as a
quotes.
TikToker now.
Right, now I'm a TikToker.
Yeah, see, our family is
Yeah.
a YouTuber.
Right.
So
We tried. I mean, we tried to be YouTubers,
we are.
but
We are.
and we are.
Oh, we are.
We
we
enjoy
love-
our YouTube
we
community
love
so much.
YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't sit
Yeah.
on a live on TikTok. No, thank
I-
you.
No,
For
well,
anyone who
not
wants
me
to do
neither.
social media, I would not recommend just doing TikTok. I don't think it's a very reliable platform
Right.
to work off of. I think
Right.
it could
Yeah.
easily go away at any time and you'd
Yeah.
be like,
She's a Brooke
a
talker.
Brooke talker. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we are off for the night. Thank you
Yep.
all so much for joining us. We love each and every one of you
Yes,
so much.
we do.
Even though
Thank
we
you.
haven't met any of you.
Yeah, maybe someday
Maybe.
we will meet you in person.
Our hearts are connected.
Yeah. Yep. They
And
are.
I'll leave you with what my 4-year-old has been doing lately. When he's upset with me, he goes "Psh," and tells me that I broke his heart. So I have to
he's
share that.
staring her
He
right
stares
in
me
the
right in the
eyes.
eyes and goes, "Psh." You all have a good
kids
night.
are great. Yeah.
See you later.
See you, y'all.
The X.
Yes, the X.